Hey guys, this is Dr. J. Siddiqui again, and in this video I'm going to be showing a recording between the scans of the Trios 5, the Medit i900, and then a desktop scanner of this impression I took for upper and lower dentures, and I included a byte registration as well, so I'm scanning the entire thing. So first up is the Trios 5. You can see I'm scanning the edentulous arch right now. I don't speed up the video for these recordings because I want to show how it is actually recording in live time. So what I did is I took a custom tray that I made from the previous denture, I printed it in rodent try-in, and then I had made the adjustments in terms of the byte and the VDO, and then I recorded the byte impression and used the Mossad technique in terms of taking an updated impression of the soft tissue. So you can see it's doing a pretty good job of capturing the edentulous bridge on the impression right there, and now I'm trying to go over and capture the teeth so that way it can go onto the other side, and there's the byte registration with the blue moose. So in this video I'm going to compare it later to this scan, which is the Trios 5 and the i900 scan. I'm going to compare them both to the desktop scanner to see the accuracy using these intraoral scanners for these impressions. The reason being is because the desktop scanner is more accurate in terms of the pinpoint position, I'll say. It's using calculated movements of this impression to give you the stitching as most accurate as can be, versus intraoral scanning. When you're scanning, it's stitching it using the software, but it's not necessarily accurate all the time. So by comparing it to the desktop scanner, it'll tell me how accurate it is. This is not, a definitive video saying that this is going to be whether or not these scans are going to be accurate or not all the time. It's just one scan that I did. Do your own research, try it out, and see what you guys find as well. So you can see I got the upper and lower right now, and I'm just going a little bit over there just to capture some more teeth in terms of stitching all the scans together as well. So overall, that didn't take me too long. It was just about over 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes of scanning with that. This is the Trios 5. It always does a good job in terms of intraoral scanning edentulous ridges. The question of whether or not it's accurate is another thing. And so now I'm on the Medit i900, and I'm going to start the scan. The Medit i900 has a bigger scanning tip than the Trios 5, so it captures more data in one scan, in one frame. So the stitching should result in a better image. The Trios 5 uses AI technology to stitch everything together, and it does a pretty good job when you're scanning intraorally when in live time. You can see that the Trios or the Medit i900 is doing a good job in terms of capturing the data here. It's able to get a good scan depth in terms of towards the incisive papilla. And now I'm going over and capturing the teeth as well in the scan. It's important when you're scanning that you're also capturing areas that you've scanned before a good amount in order to get proper stitching. In my previous video I showed the Medit i900 scanning some impressions as well, and I thought that it actually did a better job than the Trios 5 in my opinion. Trios 5 is better intraorally in edentulous ridges, but this does a good job in terms of impressions. There we go, capturing the lower edentulous ridge. So it took about the same amount of time capturing the scan, about 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes for both of them, which is honestly pretty great, you know, for in terms of an intraoral scanner. And there's the scan. Looks pretty good. And then this is the Shining 3D, it's the DS-EX40 model, the Pro. And so what I did is I set it up as a bite rim scan. So it's scanning the bite rim first, and then it'll ask me to scan the upper and then the lower. And what I do is once it's aligned, I took it into Medit design, trimmed it a little bit in terms of the to match it up with the other scans. And so this is just sitting on a plate right now, and it just rotates the impression at certain angles and certain degrees, very calculated, so that way it's able to stitch it together the most accurately. You can see that it's capturing the data, and it's going to take a total of about 33 pictures. This isn't necessarily faster than the intraoral scanner, but it is a lot easier in terms of me not having to use my hand to scan the denture. On the lower impression, I could have done a better job in terms of the border molding, so I probably will go back after I make the next set of temp dentures and use some proper border molding techniques on the lower there. So scan the upper, and then what I do is I flip it over for the lower, and then it'll stitch those together. So right now, there's a pause in the video. What I'm doing is you can see my hand there in the corner. I'm flipping it over. I got it back on there, and I start the scan. Let's see, it's capturing all the data. You can see it captures some of the build plate too, and what I'll do later is I'll cut it out for the stitching with the Medit i900 scan and the Trios 5 scan. And there we go, there's the lower. And it looks like it captured all the data. Right now it's just stitching it automatically together for the scans. And that didn't take too long either, under about 4 minutes total. Okay, and now we have a Medit design. I labeled them, so this is the scan from the desktop scanner, and then we also have the scan from the Trios 5 and then the Medit i900. And what I did is I aligned them all in Medit design, and then you'll see when I click on the deviation display how they did compared to the desktop scanner. So right there, that is the Medit scan. When I do the deviation display, green means that it's the most accurate, it's below 0.5 microns, and then blue is there's slight deviation above 0.5 microns, and then yellow is even more, and red is the worst. And that was the Trios 5 scan. So this is the deviation display. So when we're looking at this, you can see there's a lot of green, blue, yellow. This is with both scans. So let's take a look at the Medit scan first, and you can see for the most part on the outside it's looking pretty green. Where we care about is the edentulous areas, which actually has green quite all around. There's a little bit area of blue and some yellow there. And then if you go on the bottom there, you can see a little bit of blue in the middle there, but for the most part it's pretty green. And so here's the Trio scan. You can see some yellow, some blue on the outside. There's a big area of blue right around here. So it tells me that the AI stitching might have not done it as accurately there. And the Trio and the Medit's large scan tip gave some advantage to that. And you can see the blue area there, a little bit of deviation. Now this doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be clinically significant. It just shows what I did with one scan, and that there needs to be more research done in this area.